Jake, I think I read that you told the TV that you didn't drink enough water, and that was what happened with your cramps. Can you walk us through what happened? Because it looked like you got hit, so we didn't know what was going on.
No, my thumb, forearm just all started cramping, so my thumb was just locking up on me. I couldn't throw. And then came in and got an IV and was fine. But yeah, it's pretty dumb, but just need to drink more water and electrolytes, I guess. And I think sometimes when it's cold, you just aren't thirsty. So yeah, I guess that's probably the main takeaway from the game is hydrate better.
Have your teammates already given you a hard time about water, or do you think that's coming?
Yeah, but I'm sure it will be. But I think everyone's just happy we won. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is.
You mentioned last week about how you wanted to follow up with your performance on Monday Night Football with another quality performance. You did that today. What's it feel like to go back to back?
It feels good. I feel like we got some good rhythm going. But I think as well as we put on offense, I thought our line had a really good game. No sacks, a couple explosive screens, ran the ball for 100+ yards. But I think for all these post-game press conferences, you kind of go back to the same thing of it's never as good as you think, it's never as bad as you think. So I'm sure, I know there's some things that I can improve on, and so that'll kind of be my focus. But it feels better doing that when you won and trying to keep getting better instead of losing and trying to get better. So we'll take it.
Just like the other night, you had a bad 20 seconds where, like suddenly the game changed in about 20 seconds. And just like Monday night, you guys didn't fold. Why is it?
Yeah, threw a bad pass to Tanner. He tried to make a play on it. He didn't throw it to him in the chest, and they returned it for a pick six. So that was, it was tough. But I think coming into halftime my thought process was the only time that they haven't stopped us is when I threw it to the other team. And so just don't do that and you move the ball well.
Was that just did you throw it too far inside him?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna sit, and then he kind of sit and broke out a little bit. I'm sure he was right. Might have just threw it too far inside, and he goes out and tries to make the one-handed catch, and it kind of goes in the guy's lap. But I mean, I think if I just throw it to him in the chest, then we'll avoid the whole problem.
What is the key, Jake, to a 92-yard scoring drive, 3 others of over 70 yards? What's the key in your mind to having big, long drives?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like our offense is doing a good job of running the ball well, having some plays off those runs, and some explosives. And it all seems to be kind of flowing well. We're doing a good job of complementing each other. I think, like I said, our line played incredible. I think they were really the consistent force throughout the game. And I think when we do that, there's an opportunity for some explosives. And we obviously got the guys on the outside to do that.
Jake, why has the screen game been so good for you guys?
I don't know. I don't spend that much time on screens. Just kind of do my part on it, and then try and sell pass to get. I think part of what they do on defense is limit the explosives. Part of that is they're playing soft. They're running everybody out underneath to try and stop the intermediate to long pass game. So when you dump off a few and let some linemen get out in front, that's kind of the game you play when you play defense like that. Is some of the underneath stuff's going to be there, and I thought Chase had a really good run after catch. I didn't get the best view of it, but went for 50+, so we'll take that in the stats. And then same with Joe Mixon. I mean, second week in a row where Joe Mixon has had a big time screen to spring an explosive.
You guys have found a style that fits your strengths as an offense. Why has that worked with the process between you and staff and everything?
I'm not sure, but I think I would keep going back to. I think it really does start up front with Joe Mix, and when we're able to run the ball well, and you have to dedicate more resources to stopping the run. Then we have really good skill players on the outside, and I think Zach. I feel very comfortable with how everything's going. Zach calling the game, feeling like we're staying a step ahead as far as run, pass, having everything kind of look the same, and mixing in some screens, and it's makes my job easy.
How much does going under center maybe help everything kind of look the same as we kind of keep things, maybe be able to open up some of the other things with the deep stuff and the other center stuff?
Yeah, I think the more you can do, the more looks you present to the defense, and the more that all those looks have multiple things you can run out of those formations or those sets. I think it makes it difficult, and I feel like we're doing a good job of that.
Did you know Chase Brown was this explosive? Have you seen it in practice the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I knew Chase was super fast. Gets, when he's running the ball in practice, he does a good job of getting vertical, putting his foot in the ground and being explosive. And so it was awesome to see him. I think you saw a little bit of it last week with a couple big runs, and then today with the screen. It's obviously a huge play, and I think he'll continue to do a lot for us. It's kind of nice to have the 1-2 punch of him and Joe Mixon, and I think every good offense needs 2 legit running backs, and I think we got that.
It's safe to say they complement each other well.
Yeah, very.
Joe Mixon was just asked if he thinks this is a playoff team. He started his answer by saying, "Damn right." What do you think? Is this a playoff team?
Damn right.
Same kind of. Go ahead.
Your family got some serious airtime. I know you didn't see that, but they're very proud of you. What did it mean to you to have them on the field or in the box?
Yeah, in the box. Well, first of all, it is not my box. I did not buy that in the preseason. Very expensive. So Joe Burrow was nice enough to give them some tickets so they didn't have to sit up in the cold. We're all from California, so I'm used to it. They're not, so I'm sure they were much more excited in the box. But it's awesome to have them here. It was, I think it was 2 friends from back home, a girlfriend, and then my brother, and my sister and sister's boyfriend. So it's always nice to have people there, and it's mostly nice after you win to go grab dinner or something somewhere.
Did Burrow say anything when he came back on the field after the clearance?
I think he was just laughing. I was just kind of, it was kind of embarrassing. But
So then you know the whole
water.
time. So then you knew the whole time it wasn't broken.
Yeah,
You
it was
just
just,
figured
it was slowly cramping on me. I started trying to chug water. I think it was too late. I don't know. I think start getting an IV at halftime, I guess. I'm not sure.
It's kind of the same concept on 3rd down to make it look like there was 6-man protections. The third and 9.
Yeah, I don't think they pressured us a ton.
Right.
That's not really what they do. There'll be some games where it's all of a sudden a pressure game, but I don't think they pressured us a ton. Partially probably because they're working in a new linebacker and they want to make sure that everything's sound. But yeah, I mean, I thought our 3rd down plan was good, and overall scheme was good.
Jake, Jonah said that you guys as a team have been playing looser since you took over as the starting quarterback. Are you cognizant of how you handle situations weighs throughout the locker room in terms of you get tense or tighter, things aren't going well, like how much that can affect the team? Like, is that something you consciously think about?
Yeah, I think my relationship with guys on the team kind of goes back to being here for a while and not really being in people are going to approach Joe differently than they approach me when I'm the backup. So I kind of get to know all these guys really well on a pretty personal level. And so I think now that I'm playing and all that, we still have that same relationship, and I still feel like the exact same person. And I think also just genuinely just being myself, and I struggle to get outside of that.
Jake, you said this week over here, you weren't going to ride the roller coaster, obviously, with all the emotions, but you showed some emotion walking out the field with the crowd cheering for you, first home win. Was that a little extra meaningful for you, just that moment, to kind of soak that in there for a minute? Yeah,
I think it was. I mean, yes, and I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It was cool to have to get a win at home. Last time we had a home game, we put up 10 points, and so it was nice to put up some points and get a win. And I think enjoying those moments is part of it. And so it wasn't really well thought through. It was just something that kind of happened.
The biggest difference in the offense since you took over seems to be the run game, the reliance on the run game.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said a couple times now, our line's playing great football, and I think there's a lot written about our guys on the outside, and obviously they're some of the best players in the NFL too. And Joe Mixon's a great running back, but our O-line and tight ends have been blocking their ass off, and I think that's a big part of why we've been successful.
How important was that first drive of the second half for you?
I mean, very important, just because I felt like they probably had the momentum, but I don't really feel that much as the game's going on. I don't know if maybe I'm the outlier there, but I just feel like the more I focus on doing my job and hold my attention to each play and executing each play how I'm supposed to, then it's kind of when I play my best. So I just like to just stay right there.
So you don't come out of halftime saying, we get the ball here, we need to make an impact, score 3 or 7. Just get
I think every drive I'm just let's go score, and everybody just do their job, and plenty talented enough. We've got a great play caller, great scheme, and just do your job.
It was the first time you get the ball to T was on the first. I think it was one of the first plays of the second half. Anything you saw?
I can't remember which play it was.
Today,
Sorry.
Over the last few weeks, you've really focused on just handling what's immediately in front of you, whether that be next play, the game, whatever. But winning on a short week 2 times in a row, 2 very different ways. Can you feel momentum building on this team in the locker room?
Yeah. I mean, this was our first short week. The last one was kind of a long week, and Thursday night game was a long week, and so now we got the 2 short weeks back to back, and honestly, it's kind of nice because you just kind of stay in the moment, and you're so busy trying to prepare on a short week that you don't really have any free. The worst thing that happens is, I think with a lot of this stuff, is idle mind and free time, and so I don't really have either one of those on short weeks, and so it's probably an advantage.
The play before you took a knee, it looked like you had a receiver down the right side, you pulled it down and scrambled. Was that in the moment, feeling the cramp and pulling it down and taking off?
I think no. I was going to throw a hitch to the right, and I think he converted it to a go. And so I was kind of in scramble mode at that point. And I really just started to feel it like when I threw the one to T, I should give him a better ball, and then he would have 100 yards. But I kind of started feeling it a little bit, and it's kind of too late at that point. So, and then it got to third down. It's like, all right, we need to throw it here, and my thumb is just completely locked up. So, went down. Need to hydrate better.
Jake, Zach refers to you as his veteran quarterback. Do you feel like that they're treating you as a veteran quarterback in terms of freedom and play calling and things of that nature?
Yeah, I don't think there's much put into the game plan that's like, hey, let's just protect this guy. I think we're calling what gives us the best chance to win, and I think that's how it should be. And that's kind of been my communication throughout the whole thing. Is there's certain things I like more maybe than some things that Joe doesn't, I do, or whatever, and that's just personal preference. I think that gets taken into account when we're putting together the game plan. But I think you see a lot of backup quarterbacks go in, and maybe there's not a lot of confidence in them, so you kind of try to protect them with let's get the ball out quick, let's call a lot of screens, and we called a lot of screens and they all worked, but I think that was mostly because we thought they were going to work. So yeah, I feel like I'm going to keep getting better, but I feel comfortable. I don't even think I answered your question. Sorry.
Thanks, Jake.
Tired.
Yeah.